Well, I'm Lisa Osborne, and I am EA's great-granddaughter. His relationship with the USDA was a little bit the way the USDA was, which is the USDA wasn't necessarily perfect at keeping track of the enormous amount of new things that were coming in and how well they were doing, and they were trying with all these experimental gardens, but you really needed someone like EA to grow for you and to see, but they really didn't take him that seriously. My sense is too that he was a bit of a loner because, and this is really just me inferring this, is that I don't think that people kept up with him. You know, he was just, his mind was just, you know, moving all the time, and he could see connections and possibilities. Even just thinking that he could bring bamboo here and start a timber, I mean, that's ballsy. And I think that the idea that he had had success with it and could see that he'd had huge success with it was probably somewhat satisfying. Bamboo thrived under his stewardship. You know, all the bamboo that he grew, I mean, we still, that Moso Grove, I mean, who knew? You know, it sort of was rediscovered 10 years ago.
For us, we just had it here. I grew up next to this grove. I mean, like a kid, I thought, gosh, doesn't everybody have big bamboo in their backyard? This particular grove was planted by E.A. McElhenney in April of 1910. This is the oldest grove that we know of on Avery Island.
We started in Portland this morning. We left around 11 o'clock. We're going to Louisiana to dig some bamboo. We're getting a lot of bamboo, I hope. It's a strain of Moso which is not from seedlings. Just about all the Moso bamboo that we have in the Pacific Northwest is grown from seeds 10, 15, 20 plus years ago. And while some of them are getting big, seedlings take notoriously long to establish. And the exciting thing about this Moso at Avery Island is it was directly imported from Yokohama, Japan. So we're going now for a test dig to test the water, so to speak, see how the digging goes, test some new equipment, and it's going to be great. Moso is one of many timber bamboos which are economically viable, but it just so happens to be the largest, and largest on a caliber that's a good 3 to 4 inches larger than the next runner up. So you get lots and lots of volume, and it grows lots of biomass for manufacturing. Digging big bamboos is one of my specialties, and so this opportunity to dig this big stuff is really great, mainly because it's Moso, and because, again, it's that native stock from Japan, which wasn't started from seed. So it means a lot to be bringing it back to Oregon, where we can have a local gene pool, a local rhizome propagation for growing forests of the Moso bamboo in Oregon.
At present, there's not much commercial exploitation of bamboo in this country, and generally working with bamboo requires a lot of labor, getting it cut and getting it out of the woods. But as the economy of the world becomes flatter, the inequalities in income between the third world, second world, and third world become less evident, when wages become more equitable, let's say, or even, the advantage that Asia has now for production with cheaper labor and lower expenses, that's not going to last forever. And the demand just in this country, I'm not thinking about exports, I'm thinking primarily of local demand within the United States for manufactured products of bamboo. I think we have a very good future to look forward to.
The main reason for doing it is bringing jobs back to the United States, really developing, agriculture jobs, manufacturing jobs, American-made products, the whole Van Jones, green-collar jobs is really, I think, is solidified in projects like this. And I think this is step one to seeing if this is going to be a reality.
Coming here definitely makes me feel a lot more responsible for what we're doing. Hopefully we're able, and it seems like we'll be able to bring home a bunch of live plants. And if we could get an Oregon harvest going, I mean, that would be huge. That would just be monumental.
I didn't know that what you told me this afternoon about them getting the timber bamboo industry started or going in Oregon, and it was coming from here. After you left, I was thinking, that is the most wonderful, romantic follow through for EA. I mean, in a way, like he did that for you. He was foresighted enough to make sure that you would have Moso bamboo to plant in Oregon.